Hi folks and welcome back. Today we have another pair of Gucci's. As you can probably tell, it's one of my favourite shoes. So these ones here, I'm not sure if you can see on camera, but they're quite soiled. Got a little bit missing here, but it doesn't bug me too much. I do actually like a little bit of wear here and there, but just when it gets soiled, just don't really like that. The sole itself does have a bit of wear, but it's actually not too bad. Still got lots of life left in these. This side here, as you can see, I don't know what that stuff is. I got some more here. So lovely caked on stuff of whatever. Some distress in the leather, scuffing. So let's get into these. It's not just a clean that I'm going to be doing as well. I'm going to be doing a sort of just reshaping them hopefully a bit, just to keep them a bit nicer. Also, I'm just going to give them some protection as well and nourish the leather. So it's not just about cleaning, it's about actually preserving it and making it usable and making it last longer, especially with shoes that just have a limited run and you can't buy anymore. I think the first thing I'm going to do is just get one of these little washing balls. Use the Worth interior cleaner again. Just gonna stick these in. Getting pretty low on this can, I think I'm gonna have to get another. Just gonna leave that to soak and do its magic. Next, again with the interior cleaner, just gonna give these a really good clean out. The actual pattern itself is really faded. Just giving them a good scrub again with the toothbrush. Just using a nylon brush here. Just a second spray. A light spray. This just pulls out more stuff. Oh, more sort of dirt, any grime, anything like that. It's a bit like rinsing after you've washed something with soap. If you want to have these looking a lot brighter and brand new, there's a method you can use using hydrogen peroxide. There is a few videos out there for it. I recommend watching one of those if you're interested in doing that. But as I say, for myself, I just like to have things, street ready. Yeah, just having a look here. It does seem to be more a burn than anything else. When you compare the two sides, you can see a real nice difference. To the sides, same again. Next thing we're going to do is just move on to this material here. Again, just using the interior cleaner. Gonna first spray it. And just leave it to soak in. Now it's had a bit of time to soak in. What I'm going to do is just section by section. Actually, I think I'll start at the front here. Spray some more of this, just using the nylon brush again. Just very gently work it in. This brush isn't too hard. I don't want to kind of ruin the material. So I'm just using a brush that's got a bit of rigidity, but it's quite soft. I don't know if you can see there, compared to a bit of foam, just the colour difference there, just from scrubbing that little bit. Remember, always change direction as well, so figure of eights, crisscross, and just make sure that you work all the material and all the pattern as well. Give this a dab here. And we're just going to spray this in. It's going to soak in and foam up, and as it foams up it pulls out a lot of the dirt and grime. As it says, we're going to do a little bit of reshaping as well, just because this material is a bit folded. Best way to do that is when it's moist like this. As I've said before, when something's wet and it dries in a certain way, take for instance your washing, if you have it out and it's crumpled in some way, you'll see a real definitive fold somewhere and crinkles when it dries. It's the same again with shoes. If these are damp and they dry in a certain position, they go out of shape over time. Just the sweat from your feet going in, giving it some moisture, and very slowly it just gets worse and worse. Eventually it just starts drying, sort of like this, how it's sitting just now. So what I'm going to do is, once we've cleaned this side, just going to use some shoe trees, and I'll keep them in until they dry, and that should give it a better shape anyway. I just use a horsehair brush. This just brushes off any sort of debris from tissue or anything like that as well, any dust. As it says, I'm just going to use a shoe tree here. To help give this some sort of shape. Now, as well as the canvas material here, we've got leather at the back as well. And this leather, I just like to keep it nourished. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some of the Renovateur by Saphir. And that will just help protect and nourish this leather. Gives it a bit more longevity. Just working it in with my finger. Again, not worrying about being too precise with spreading it. Just as it dries, you can spread it in a bit more. Love the little touches like the little Gucci logo on the end here. It's quite nice. So what we'll do is we'll just leave that for a little minute or two just to seep in. Come back and we'll brush it off. Another thing I'm going to do actually, just so we can try and get rid of this fold here, is I'm just going to pack this out a little bit. And for that I'm just going to use just some paper here. As you can see, just pull that out a bit. Just going to stick a little bit in here. I've got a little peg here, which actually matches the shoes. As you can see, that just packs it out. Just leave it to dry like this. Now the Sapphire's dried in, just going to use the horsehair brush. Just brush off any sort of residue or anything like that. Starting to dry a little as well, so you can see a bit of a difference. You can actually see the pattern a bit clearer as well. I actually ended up leaving these for a few days, so let's see what they're like now, see what kind of shape they're in. That's brilliant. You can really see holding their shape a lot better now. Compare these to what they were like before. Such a difference. Next thing I want to do is I really want to keep this fabric as clean as I can and well protected. So I'm going to use stuff called Scotch Guard. This is a fabric protector, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mask off these bits here that I don't want sprayed on, and also the leather here. Then we'll spray some on. I've roughly masked these off now. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as the material is shown and most of the leather and stuff's covered up, that's fine by me. So the product we're going to be using is Scotch Guard. This is a material protector. It's a really good product. I've seen people use it on high-end items like Louis Vuitton straps that are made of material. It has given really good results for other people, so I'm going to try it out for myself. And we're going to be spraying this in a well ventilated area as per the instructions, so that's where we're going next. We'll get the second coat on now. Just working this in a pattern so I don't miss any parts on it. It's amazing the actual difference a little work, a little effort makes in these shoes. These are just so street ready now. The actual smell of them as well. The smell just... Actually, they smell like new shoes. They really do. This cleaner that I use is brilliant. It really does make such a difference. A little bit of time and effort. But the added protection of the Scotch Guard is really going to help things in the long term as well. As these are actually my size, I think these will be added to my collection. Not that I don't have enough already, but I really quite like them. I've not got anything like this already, so yeah, why not?